Good morning and happy Monday. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Andy Ross, one of the pastors at Northminster Presbyterian Church in Tucson, Arizona, and I hope your week is starting well. I have lately been on a study sabbatical leave of rest and renewal, for which I'm so grateful. I wanted to share one of the books that I have read on my sabbatical is really informative and disturbing. It's a book called Generations by Dr. Jean Twenge, for San Diego State University. Jean, I will call her, really has carefully, through data analysis, pointed out some of the realities of all the different generations in the United States. And it paints a troubling, disturbing picture. And so for the beginning of this week, can we think about the problem of relativity? In one of our scripture readings today, we are directed to 2 Kings in the Old Testament, chapter 17. And we read about how the nation of Assyria replaced Israelites after they were exiled with all sorts of people from all around. And there was a multiplicity of God worship going on. People worshiped the Lord, but they also worshiped other so-called gods, idols, who are mythological nothings, that essentially idols serve your own making, and it was causing great problems in the Holy Land. People were doing whatever they want. There was even the burning and sacrificing of children on altars to these false gods. And so God's spirit and voice thunders out. The Lord who brought you up out of Egypt with mighty power and outstretched arm, he is the one you must worship. Do not worship other gods. Do not forget the covenant I have made with you. It is he who will deliver you. Jean Twenge points out in Generations how with each succeeding generation in our country, there has been a growing sentiment of hyper-individualism. I'll do what I want. I get to choose what I believe. Don't make me join or be a part of a group. And it's causing great despair and trouble, levels of depression, increasing levels of loneliness, which lead to other problems in human life in our community where we live. It's one thing to say you're a flat earther and joke about it, but it's another thing to place your hopes and opinions in life on just your personal thoughts, opinions, and whims, and ignore the God who has acted in history. In our reading today, the Lord references himself about calling people to worship the one God, the one who brought you out of Egypt with mighty power and outstretched arm. For any of you listening to this video, there is one God in this world who has acted distinctively in history. And that God's story is told in the Bible. A God who would act to lead his people out of the horror of slavery. A God who would act again and again for good movements in history. A God who brought us a Messiah, the Messiah, whose story is told through many eyewitnesses of his life, his teachings, his healings, miracles, his death by crucifixion, his return to life, his resurrection, eyewitness accounts. Can God be proved? No. But what if there is one God who has acted in history again and again? Are you really being wise in just holding to the theory of relativity, of whatever works for you? I encourage you to begin shaping society through the work of faith, through the work of the Spirit of Jesus Christ, to, in your life, speak and show the power of the God who saves you, the God who will bless and empower you this week to be an encouragement to those lost in their own relativity. Lord bless you.